Hi everybody, welcome to Materia D&D, where we play D&D our way, and we are on session 103. Uh, the previous session was very much to do with uh, the taboo that the menagerie had brought upon the tribes of the Krollweir while trying to find ways to remedy the curse that is afflicting their compatriot Dregnar. And unlike what I've done for the last 102 sessions, I'm actually going to ask one of my players to do the recap because I have to do some speed map building real quick. So take it away,
All right,
Mr. Davis.
sure. Yes, so as mentioned, we brought back the taboo into the tribe settlement. The menagerie were a little bit caught off guard, but ultimately we, acquiesced to their. I was gonna say request, but it was pretty much a demand. Thankfully, they were kind enough to provide us some lodgings not too far from where we had returned to. And we got settled in there. They Govek came and apologized, said sorry, we should have let you know, but we didn't expect you to go, that kind of stuff. But they were afraid of the quote chaos and calamity that this taboo could bring. And so ultimately we went and settled down out there. And then the next morning, after a feast with the ladle, Kiana did come with Govek and Verma and began to sort of make preparations for cleansing Dregnar of his affliction. Um, and we had some conversations with her as well. And then shortly thereafter, a band of tribesmen, more braves from the tribe, came and discussed with Kiana, saying that there was some trouble going on down by the river, and that some people had gone missing. And then they were very quick to point the finger at the menagerie and say that it was to blame for us bringing the taboo back out of the choke and into their realm. And after a little bit of discussion, we, depending upon whose perspective, either we offered to go clean it up or they demanded we go clean up and find out what happened. So they took us down to the waterfront where they had told us things happening. After a little bit of investigation, we saw signs of people or something being dragged into the river. As a little bit down the river, we found a pool, and we noticed that the rock had, once he'd stuck his head in and tasted the water, seen it was a little bit salty. Thought it was a bit strange. Did some investigation down. Took a dive. Found a sort of cavern underneath. Uh, I guess it was kind of behind a waterfall that we'd seen, but underwater and sort of up underneath into this sort of hidden cavern. Once we came ashore inside that cavern, we were very quickly assaulted by some Sahuagin. Not Sawagin as everybody had thought, even I thought as well, but apparently it's Sahuagin. Creatures, and then after they kind of come and strengthened their numbers, then they sort of backed off further down into the maze of caverns behind the initial entrance, which did slow the menagerie's progress a little bit. And eventually, after digging around and sort of exploring and navigating through the caverns, they did eventually find their way into sort of the heart of the cavern system where everybody else was located. Thanks to a pretty clever use of seaming, we were able to get pretty close into their ranks and noticed that there were some Goliath braves, captives still alive, but very, very badly hurt and seemingly almost at death's door. Apparently prepared for being food for some unseen creature as of yet that we were told that it needs to feed. while we were in disguise and essentially passing ourselves off as, the new guys, I guess, that they had never met before. But of course, that ruse didn't last for very, very long, and then once that fell, a quick combat ensued, and the giant beast did, or I guess a huge beast did emerge, and we fought everybody, and we defeated everybody, and eventually freed those braves, took them out, rescued them, brought them back to shore, and reunited them with their fellow tribesmen, and I guess that's kind of more or less where we left off. So, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, that's thank you. That's very good. Actually gave me quite a bit of time to get some stuff started. So yeah, with that, at the end of the session, the Crass Menagerie had made it uh, back essentially to the little like the outpost settlement that they were um, given to rest and to be kind of separated from the rest of the tribes. People, as they had brought the skull of the uh, hellhound, the taboo itself, into their camp, where they still found the Kiana addressing the ill and cursed Dregnar, where she had him almost in like uh, a medically induced kind of slumber, keeping him wrapped tightly in bundles of furs, and he is essentially, for the sake of mechanically speaking, he's unconscious right now, but in a stable kind of state. Returning back, flanked by a number of the war braves, which y'all had assisted in rescuing some of their kin, and they, feeling that they've done a lot by slaying the one Sahuagin that got away, very quickly realized that there was a much greater peril that they had avoided and that you, as the menagerie, were able to deal with. So it is still not that late into the day, as you guys were called to assist and help with the missing Warbrave situation at the edge of the water, only after rising and having breakfast. So it's not even really. I think it maybe at most it'd be like just cresting into the afternoon time slot.
We did faff about in the cave for a while.
You guys did, but even with that, it was still,
Yeah, it's like less than an hour for sure.
yeah, it was
Because we
still
did have a
fairly
lot.
quick. Mm-hmm.
Did we
So
loot everything when we were in there? Search the bodies and all that fun stuff?
If you say we did, we did.
Okay. I mean, I would have. Like, damn thing, but.
okay. Well, truthfully, a lot of the things. Well, go ahead and give me. Well, go ahead and do that real quick. Go ahead and give me a retroactive investigation check to see what you were able to find.
Investigation, is that the one I have advantage on?
Well, we're all
Yes,
yeah,
because you.
Yeah.
intelligence. Yeah.
So I rolled 2 dice. I got a total of 4. So not good. 2 out of 2.
Wow.
2 and a 2, but total
Oh, God, yeah. Total of 7.
7. Yeah. So, really, Rock, having been tucked away in your shell towards the end of it, the only thing that you would have thought of to potentially check and take, because you wanted to get those captive fishermen and all back home, was addressing the one like wand or rod that you had taken from the one Sahuagin that you had I think was eaten by T-Rex
Yep.
Davis.
Thanks,
Oh,
Al.
yes,
And-
Dave.
800 sand dollars.
You guys
Yeah.
traumatized me again. Go team.
Yeah. So, yeah, you have essentially for the sake of it, you can mark it as like if you want to go look up how to spell their name, a Sahuagin casting focus.
All right, the wand.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Well, what are we up to now? It seems Dregnar won't be ready for some time.
Kiana will. I'm assuming you're addressing her while she's in the area. She's like, "Yes, it's his body is quite frail and weak from the inner torment. Uh, I've given him what I can to put him at ease while I make the preparations with the supplies you have collected."
Man, I wish he was awake. I really wanted to brag about being a T-Rex.
She
It's
looks
like,
at
you
you.
got to be a monkey, I got to be a T-Rex. But
Kiana
I'm
just
gonna
kind of
point.
looks. Interesting. Okay, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead,
I'm
Donnie.
gonna point at him and be like, he ate a guy or two.
yeah, let's count.
Sorry, a Sahagin, or however you call it. Not a guy.
Oh, it's all good. Uh, I don't. I mean, yeah, they have no
Did it
idea what a
taste good?
Sahuagin is.
Sahuagin.
Sahuagin.
Davis, how did those things taste anyway?
I mean, for a T-Rex, it tasted pretty good.
I wonder if there would be a difference now.
I don't know. You know what's weird is like, I very vividly remember the taste in my mouth when I was having, but then as soon as the big guy smacked me and I returned back to my normal self, it was gone. I was kind of hoping it would still be there, like linger, but I guess that's not how it works.
Hmm. Oh well.
Pretty yummy.
You
Well,
don't.
I know one thing. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say you don't want to eat any of us now, do you?
I'm gonna just stare at you.
I don't know how it works. I've never been a T Rex. Yeah, you could have the
Have you
taste
had
of
a,
lunch.
Just like
but have you
Right, you're
ever
a
had turtle
volunteer?
soup?
I'm giving you a big old wide-eyed stare, just like and not answering you.
I'm gonna hide a little bit behind Sedge because it's big enough. Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Just for fun, I'm gonna do my own self-imposed intimidation check. It's not that good.
Okay, that's fine.
12.
I slap him with mage hand.
Do I roll something on that?
No,
No,
that's the
it's
stage of like how intimidating I'm being is 12-ish.
yeah,
No, I'm hiding behind Sedge.
yeah.
I'm just gonna whisper to Sedge. We should probably stay away from days.
I
Davis might be
agree.
going crazy.
He
I'm
probably smells a little bit after that ordeal. He was a T-Rex after all.
Right? You see some crazy stuff.
Hmm.
I'm a tap Rock on the shoulder, whisper to him. You know, if you want to know what a T-Rex, being like a T-Rex is like, you can be next in line. You want to be a volunteer for next battle?
Yeah, better than better than you know rummaging through my shell like I did for half the battle. I was fine, by the way.
That's good.
I was just hiding their wand.
Yeah, you did good. But yeah, no, like, so what the fuck was all that? Like, where did those guys come from, huh? Like, that can't be just because they like this stupid skull, her head being here for 12 hours doesn't suddenly bring a whole group of people into the cave and
Well,
there's a
if you
giant.
want my experience with that, it doesn't seem things like those In my travels, I don't think that they're native here. I'm not sure what would bring them here, however. That might be another mystery on itself.
Does anybody remember or did anybody check any ideas like how long they were there? I didn't think about that until just now.
Weren't they abducting some of the tribesmen here? That was like the mystery.
I mean, it
Pretty
sounded
sure
like
that's
it
how
was
it
just
went.
their best day or something.
Yeah, I'll ask the. So I assume is it just Kiana that's here now, or is there
No, I
anybody
mean
else?
she's still got Govak and Virma, and sure, there can be a few of the other war braves that had initially reported escorting you back to the little settlement.
Yeah, we'll say. Hey, has anything like that ever happened before? Like people getting abducted like that?
No, those creatures, no. You gave them name, not from mountain.
Actually, out of character, would any of us have known that they were called Sahuagins?
Um, I'm just gonna give it to one of y'all because we've been kind of goofing around. We'll just say that you guys figured it out. I mean,
I
if
mean,
you want to
I
roll,
could have heard of it, for sure.
yeah. I mean, Mariner. Oh yeah, duh. Mariner background. Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely. You
yeah,
would have
yeah.
heard of it.
Yeah,
They
or like,
they
oh yeah,
raid. You know,
they
but there's
ravage around the
saltwater.
coast. Yeah, exactly. They're usually on the coasts and in like the open ocean type and small islands and things like that. In like inland rivers and streams.
I
It
heard
doesn't.
tales of mermaids, and it was definitely not like that. I
No, those.
wasn't allured by them at all.
I mean, those are mythical. Those are just like sailors' tales. Those don't exist. Just
I hope. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I hope. Maybe it would be really entrancing. I don't know.
Mm.
I never saw one. Let's just put it that way. On
I'm
basically two
I'm mostly
decades.
kidding myself. I definitely don't want to die to a mermaid. That's true. That's true. Kind of want to
So
hear a mermaid song, but I mean, with the rest of the problems that come with that, I kind of really don't want that.
that's a fair point.
Might be a fun way to go
I'm gonna
compared to
walk.
the
Oh,
things we've
sorry.
always gone
Go
through.
ahead.
That's it. Might be a funner way to die than some of the other things we've almost had happen to us.
Hey, these things are from saltwater, right? But they don't themselves make the water salty.
Yeah, that's true. Or as far as I know, that's true.
They
Like
were
that.
performing rituals and had a number of seemingly powerful casters with them. They may have summoned the water,
I mean,
though I don't know why they would be there to begin.
yeah, that's true. I mean, they can make sharks appear in midair, or like ghost-like sharky things. I mean, saltwater's not the hardest thing for them to do, I imagine.
I guess that's fair. Maybe they just needed it to survive in.
Yeah, they took out everything else in that area, though. All the natural
Uh,
seafaring life.
so uh, I guess if anybody wants to make if you want to figure out like the effect, like if you're curious about the effect turning the area salty, you can give me a Arcana or a Survival check. Different DCs depending on what check you do. Um, if you have interest in possibly understanding how something like this could have occurred, it would be uh, Arcana or History, from what I can think of.
Yeah, we'll do
Or
Uh,
the
history.
I
second
ro-
option. But
yeah, I rolled the first Arcana option and natural one for 13.
13? Okay.
is
I
the
will say,
sorry.
real quick, because he gave me, I will say, just with even with a 13, definitely, and I know it seems like I'm not giving you much, but definitely magic was involved to make the environment start to become briny and salty.
What I believe the things we killed had enough magic between them?
They did throw some heavy spells. And they did have a giant construct, so it's possible. Like you're not confident, but yeah, it's possible that they may have caused it or something else may have caused it.
Okay.
All right, next person. Just let me know what you're
I
rolling.
put it in chat. I did get a natural 20 on history for a total of 19.
Okay, gotcha.
With the idea being that C, like I know all about
Yes.
C stuff. Like that's the one thing that I've actually somewhat studied, if anything.
Mm-hmm. So going on that check, and thank you guys for reading them out to me so while I'm doing some extra prep. There are even like giving you a little bit of that natural 20 boost, even though it doesn't really mean much in the sake of
Yeah.
ability checks, but it's kind of fun. Yeah, they're saltwater based. There is Davis. You're thinking of your mental map. There is no sources of saltwater anywhere around here in this basically like the heart of the continent of Rune. Um, you've heard some tales of different sea raiding groups or that being driven inland after like a failed raid and they weren't able to return to the coast, but there's no coast for them to return to. It just doesn't really add up. It's weird.
Okay.
And it's I will give you a little extra. It's all the more weird having the locals here say that they don't even know what they are.
Yeah.
And yeah. All right, next person.
26. Survival.
Survival. There is very few explanations possible for how this could occur naturally. So few, in fact, that maybe the magic of the taboo brought them here somehow. You
I
might
think
start
I
kind of believing in it.
think I
Yeah.
know what did this. I heard tales that in the middle of a desert there was talk of fish and crabs and sea creatures raining from the sky. People think that it was because of a great and terrible deed done by the tribes in the area, an insult to their god and their beliefs. Maybe they came that way. Maybe because of what we did with the taboo.
Man. God, I hope
It's
not.
the only explanation.
Yeah, it's
At this point.
it's like the wood. Who else wanted to try to figure something out?
I got a 18 Arcana. I was going for the second option, kind of the origin where they came from.
Yeah.
See if it's higher.
Kind of seeing the little befuddlement on Rock's face, and then listening to what Karos kind of had mentioned. You're just like, yeah, maybe they don't even know how they ended up here. And they were just doing what they could to get out or something.
Yeah, to to feed that thing, like that's their ticket out. Ah,
Heard tales of tribes of certain beasts types sometimes excommunicate some of their own. Maybe that's what happened to them.
I mean,
Exile might be something, because they sure didn't want to come here of their own free will. It's a lot of work to saltwater and being so far from an actual ocean.
It's just a guess,
well,
really.
so between I think it was Joel or maybe it was Tabbert, I don't know, but somebody was when we were talking about the kind of flaming hellhound things. They said it was as if they're from like another plane or another place almost, right? Like they exist almost kind of out of place where they are. Could we have maybe accidentally harnessed some of that?
Al, with your roll, and Karos, just with how high you rolled on survival. Yeah, it's possible. Davis, I would say, because you did do local history, you did history, I will give you, because of the natural 20. There was a mention of a gate on that parchment.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Mm.
So I'll bring that up. I'll be like, remember the pouch that we found on the yak corpse about the Houndmaster and the gate. And did we open the gate
Oh, yes.
somehow?
Yeah.
Close the gate, I remember. I
Yeah.
was kind of perturbed that we didn't even try to see about closing this gate, but it wasn't our quest.
Yeah, maybe we brought the gate somehow out of that area, or opened the gate wider or something by doing. I don't know.
I mean,
I'll
at this
ask.
point,
I
anything's possible.
forgot the shaman lady's name, but I'll ask her if she's ever heard tell of the Hound Master.
Hound Master. I've heard it would maybe make sense that the beast's answer to something. I do not know. I'm sorry.
What about Headmaster? Do you know anybody who goes by the name of Headmaster or title of Headmaster? I think would be friendly, not bad people. I don't know.
There, there are. We keep our tribes keep touch with some outsiders beyond the Foxwood, and not just the nearby settlements. Explorers come. There have been people that say someone titled headmaster brings them to explore something before, but I do not actually know a headmaster personally. It is a title, yes?
It maybe could be a name, but we found it on a note addressed to someone, so we don't know.
Well, do you have this? Perhaps I could see?
Do we? I didn't grab it. Did one of you, Karos? Did you take it?
I think I've got it.
We don't want to further upset the other half of the tribe, however. Just be careful.
But yeah, we also want to make sure that this is not going to keep happening, right? If
Well, I mean, that was the goal, but I mean, they were pretty perturbed about that. What we brought back anyway. I
Yeah.
just don't want to upset them.
That's a bit of a turnaround from last night, Tej. You kind of.
Yeah, they've been
I think you
annoying
figured it out.
me, but I mean, they have the right to be upset. But I just maybe I woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
Now that it's a little bit more real, it sort of sinks in, maybe.
Well, yeah, I think you put it in a really good way the first time when I was still upset that they have their own beliefs, just as I do.
Ah,
So
okay, great.
Give me 1 second. Just coordinating one thing. Um, Perfect. So she, having feeling that she cannot supply much more to the conversation, Kiana says, "Well, I I wish I could tell you how long it'll take before Dregnar is physically ready. Uh, I I will spend my time preparing the needed components. Please make yourself comfortable. If you wish to learn and assist, I can walk you through some of the preparations myself. Otherwise, um, enjoy the beautiful day. Well, made all the more beautiful now that you've rescued some of our kin.
I mean, if he dies, it's no big deal. We don't really care. Just, it's cool.
Yeah,
We
or
heard
just
about
enjoy the
this.
day. See you later.
We heard about this cool rogue back in Whitlaw.
Yeah, I think he was an elf of some kind.
That makes sense.
Famous.
No, actually, so Carlos handed her the note, I believe. Did she take a look at it?
She, yeah, it's the same. Like, she'll look at it and she'll read it slowly, reciting, you know, and then she's like, I know no Davis, and it appears that it was more to the headmaster as it is smudged and the parchment
It didn't seem like it was
damaged.
from you guys, because I don't think you guys ride the beasts that they were that they seem to be riding on. That did, in fact,
A beast?
yeah, like a beast of burden, like it was like a yak or something. I don't remember what it was.
Uh, do you perhaps have a way to, if it is a unique beast, perhaps it'll be something someone remembers? Or maybe it is a tale? I mean, like I said, we do have, even before my time, we had people come and seek to travel our mountains with our guidance.
Out of character, I remember Karos did recognize some stuff on there. I just don't know if you were not intentionally not bringing it up or not.
No, I was trying to think if it was an oxen or if
A
it
yak.
was
Oh
It
no, I
was
meant
a
a yak.
yak.
you also
A yak.
didn't you recognize the blanket had some symbols or something on it as well that you recognized? There was a group that you named.
Someone did, yeah. Someone
Someone did.
recognized.
Yeah, I don't remember that. But yeah, I just basically found the little satchel that had that in it, and would we get like one potion? No, I don't even think we got a
The
potion.
Unveilers. It was you, Carlos. It was you.
Curses! I'll get you next time, Menagerie. And I fly away.
No. I'm saying I think according to my notes, it was you that
Yeah.
recognized the Unveilers.
And
That's yeah. So yeah, I know someone asked for it. The Unveilers. If you need me to kind of give you a recap, because I remember you rolled fairly decent. I
Yeah, it
actually have it
was.
written here.
So it was the parchment had a symbol, and then like the blanket that was on the like writing, uh, vestments, like the barding
Mhm.
almost had the same symbol.
Yeah. So the thing that you would know with Karos, and feel free to disseminate as you see fit from, is that the Unveilers are as far as you know, a widespread organization that don't really get any support officially from anyone. They are the cultivators of truth and the masons of the unbiased history. Um, they seek to have the good, the bad, and the ugly documented, and not, to history goes the victor. Um, they quite literally unveil the truth. That's where they get the name from. You know um, that they seek to, abolish misinformation and propaganda, and that they have holdings in some places. While you're not fairly sure, you've heard rumors that there are unveilers in the Lyceum district up in Whitlaw, for example. Uh, Possibly more in organized and related to with the museums themselves. So, but yeah, those are the unveilers. You don't know everything about them, but you know a fair amount.
that.
Yeah.
That's what I remembered.
Most
What?
interesting.
There's a memory. It comes flashing back. Just my brain.
Sorry, I didn't hear anything you guys were talking about. I still had salt water in my ears.
That's what it was.
Ugh. Yeah, I've just
You
been
get Swimmer's ear. It'll
he's
cheer
been
up.
yawning in the corner for like ugh.
Shaking his head side to side, trying to get it in.
I will say, though, that sucks when you get. Oh, that sucks.
When it's deep.
Uh,
I swam for like 15 years, and it was really hardly ever a problem.
uh, official swimming, yeah, but like the moment I hit the ocean, I would get it. It was
Oh, yeah.
weird. Yeah.
Anywho, uh, so do we need to finish this guy? Like, do we need to address this gate thing? Do we go back? Do we have to go back there now?
Kiana would. You see, like the expression on Kiana's face just go like bleak and just. You were lucky to get out
Yeah,
once.
and I would say it's not like we learned anything that's gonna make it easier the next time. We just learned it sucks.
It, I, I hope that once we use the magic in the skull that you have brought, that it will dissipate whatever effect it is bringing, and we can forget about it. But you are, I mean, I I would never even dream to stop you if you were to return there. I just would never imagine you would want to return there.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Taking down one of those fire dog things was fairly difficult in its own.
Mm.
The problem seems to be their numbers, less so their individual capabilities. The fire breath was rough. I mean, I didn't get burnt by any of it, but I was up on the tower, and when something flares up, you can feel it, even though it's far
Hmm.
away. It was hot.
Yeah, the fact that you could feel that intense heat just from that distance is like, oh fuck, oh no. Uh, um, well, I shall explain at least what I believe is to be done. It is a unique means of cleansing and purging afflictions that, well, only really healers of the Kroll Wheel are able to perform due to um, our people's ability to successfully hunt the basilisk. Uh, the cloud touched as you had encountered, you may have experienced no sensation when looking at it of that supernatural kind. However, that is not due to the fact that its eyes do not petrify. Uh, it is inside the eye, it still functions. Just something has caused the eyes to stop that. And the elements inside, the muscles and whatever, form crystals. These crystals are used, taken out from the eyes, made into implements that allow us to control petrification. We seek to make Dregnar an inhospitable host for the affliction and drive it out that way. And the skull you use will be the vessel to capture the curse and eventually destroy it. Um, almost all negative afflictions need somewhere to go. If not, they may manifest out in the open once again. The Hellhound skull is a formidable trap and prison. But yes, it is. Your friend must physically be able to endure the process, or he may, well, be a statue.
Wow. I mean, if anybody could, I imagine he could.
No, we've. It is a practice we've done. I have performed. It is just takes time. Uh, and I'll say something you do, notice as she's kind of sitting out in the open area, on one of those rocks, fairly around where the bonfire would have been. However, there's no fire, and she's kind of preparing things. And they brought the basilisk head. They brought the you had brought the hellhound head as well. That the basilisk head itself is out, and when you look at it, one of the eyes has been already plucked out. And you see, now that you actually listen to her talking, you see that the gore in front of her on this wooden slab that is basically made like a nice plate for her to work on, that she has methodically opened the eye, and inside of it there are about an inch to 2 inch, almost like crystalline structures. And she herself is not touching them with her hand. She is making sure to wear, gloves and all that, and she is very carefully grabbing them with essentially what you would imagine being like tweezers and plucking them out and setting them to the side into a little uh, clay pot that's filled with water. And when she says it, she pulls out one of them and says, um, these will be used to petrify Dregnar, and hopefully when the process is done, it is easy enough to reverse the process of his petrification. Much more potent than the actual gaze. Be very careful.
Wow.
So,
So she's doing fantasy surgery, kind of.
uh, yeah, essentially like fantasy prepping of materials. So you see, like the eyes are flayed, the basilisk eyes are flayed open. She's removing the parts, and it's really maybe a little uncomfortable to think about just having like crystals in your eyeballs, and that's what she's removing out of it. But that is why she would go through and say that's why the gaze doesn't work, because something causes this to happen. However, those crystals are just like raw petrifying power, so very dangerous. So, but yes, please enjoy the mountainside. I can use whatever assistance uh, you have. You have now, but just time to wait. I am sorry that I do not work nearly as fast as I did 30 years ago.
Oh, it's quite all right, and I have faith in Dregnar. I have faith in the light of everything, really.
That is good. He will need you by his sides. This is not an ordeal one can, well, make it out by themselves.
Yeah, I think we're all here for whatever help we can offer, but I don't think any of us really know what to do here other than just support you in any way.
Well, please, assist me as you wish. Take what time you need. Uh, you are, well, you have done a great deed in saving some of our kin. So I'm sure there will be some sort of.
Yeah, they're gonna be
Oh,
okay. They were in pretty rough shape too. I assume there's someone that's gonna help take care of them back in town.
yes.
Okay.
The Vashlands have
Was
healers and medical
was
attention.
that everybody? We don't. I don't think we actually heard. Was that all the people that had gone missing?
Uh, I would say that yes, it
Saw
would be.
some splatters in there.
Yeah,
There was a
yeah,
boot. There was a boot missing.
yeah. As you guys are kind of discussing with her, uh, some of the the escorts that you had are still kind of in the area. One of them is like just kind of fascinated by what Kiana is actually doing, and he'll say, with the survivors and the corpses that you managed to tell us about, yes, that is all. That is all that was missing. Um, Tell us, will the water be fresh ever?
I mean, as long as whatever brought this, like, so if we think that getting rid of this skull makes this go away, I imagine just through natural runoff and the way, you know, rain washes away everything, it should return to the way it was.
Mm. Oh, okay. Um, that is good news. Thank you. Good news. So, yeah, I guess I can ask you guys, what would you guys like to do for the time being? As it doesn't seem like there's going to be much events going on right now.
Is there like a town center with like a bonfire or something? I would imagine maybe.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah, so when you were in the full village of Holm, there was a number of structures, probably ranging up into like the 30s, and there were individual fire pits around, but then there was one more centralized, larger kind of constructed building, and there was a greater fire pit on the outside of that.
So is Holm the name of the tribe or the settlement or both?
Both. They named the
Okay.
settlement after themselves.
Okay.
Kind of want to go see what's going on or what kind of commotion I could catch near the center of town. That's a good place to start. I would imagine it.
I'll ask the nearby people, like, are we okay to go back in to the town? Like, are we still, people still thinking we may have caused these things, or are we gonna be okay if we go back there?
Davis, we saved some. Don't be so
That's
bashful.
true. That's true. I should just accept the hopefully heroes welcome, but I mean they may think we caused it too, right? Which we may have caused it. I don't know. So it's like we're fixing the problem we caused this
I've
time.
forgiven them for being closed off in their ideals, but I'm still not going to forgive them so much that I ignore their passing insults. I'm going to walk in just like I would walk in anywhere.
I love Sesh.
So I think it's gonna be hard for them to stay mad at you anyway. So I think you're good.
Probably true.
So, are you guys going to venture?
I'm gonna stay here. I think.
Okay, okay. Um, so who would like to travel with Sej, and who would like to stay around the settlement, the outskirts settlement?
I don't feel very heroic, being with everything that happens. I'm going to stay on the outskirts.
Okay, I'm gonna actually separate y'all so I kind of remember who goes where. Uh,
Just down here is probably a better place.
yeah. So that Al, Carrot, Karos, are you guys going with Sej or staying back?
Yeah, I'm a little curious
Uh,
about the surgery stuff. I might
Okay. learn something.
Yeah.
And there are also, keep in mind, Govak and Verma are here, so just because I don't
Oh
have
my
them on the
god, she
layer, I
just
took them out
teleported
there.
in.
Yeah, I had them on just back there. So Verma will say, I go with whoever to town. Maybe make it look as we collect something for Kiana.
Make sure you check up on the three people I think that we returned to them. Make sure that they're doing okay.
If they are in Huln, we will check. If they are back in Vash, I'm sure we will hear word.
Oh, okay.
So, with that, so I guess Sej, as you head up the little road, it'll take a few, you're about 30 minutes, yeah, 30 minutes or so. 15, 30 minutes. I can't remember what the distance I said. Who is doing what right now in the settlement? And it can basically be whatever you wish to do. Just kind of let me know so I can kind of keep track.
Okay. I'm kind of just going to where that big fire would be.
Sure.
I would assume there's probably maybe some people around the fire or something, but I just kind of want to go there first
Okay.
before
Uh,
going on.
Gotcha. Before going further into the proper settlement itself, like the big
Yeah.
center of it. Okay. So as you're kind of being not so much escorted, but walking with Verma uh, to the settlement and then through the settlement, can you give me a insight check?
Yeah.
Thank you.
To open my shit, but yeah. Insight.
Yeah. Let's see. Ooh, 25. Nice. Natural was that 17 for you? Very nice. So, Sej, very quickly you pick up on just, you know, people are staring, people being still uncomfortable. You very much pick up that there's still that sense that you guys brought the taboo, um, and there's concern with you walking through town. However, it seems the fact that you are not walking alone through town is keeping anyone away, basically. Obviously, not everyone is having such strong negative feelings, but you do get the sense from, I would say, less than a majority of the people that you're crossing by. But there are definitely those that give you like glares and are might see you and Verma walking towards them or in the same direction, and they kind of turn to go somewhere else or do something, find a different path. Uh, you're kind of used to it also just by, you're an elephant, you got thick skin. People see you as a weird far traveler.
I've been the odd one out more than anything in my life, so
Mm-hmm. So, but yes, you are able to.
one of the
Sorry.
escorts, I'm gonna kind of like nudge them, say like, so these guys really aren't used to seeing people from far away, huh?
Mm, no, truthfully, we get few visitors. Uh, Usual visitors are repeat. Same people from same village and town around. It is how we make uh, connection and bond and trade.
Yeah, I see the trade part. I was thinking that.
But what would you? Where would you like to look or do? Uh, is
Do you
there
have a
a?
place of worship around here?
Oh, yes. There is many, but main worship is at for us is at the edge of the bluff. You can see.
I'd love to
Which
see that. Is it very far?
it is. No, I shall escort and follow, and she'll
Sure.
walk you. Go ahead, Sej, and give me a perception check while you're walking through. Okay. Yeah, you're walking through. You're seeing. It's a relatively active day. People are going amongst their normal lives. You see people processing different killed animals. There's the stitcheries are they're at work stitching different fabrics and cloths. You see people carrying vast goods, people working on simple implements and tools, and it takes you a little while to get to the edge of the bluff. And when you get to the edge of the bluff, the first thing that you'll notice is that the ground leading up to it is cleared, and and then when you actually take it back and you look at it, the the way that there's something drawn onto the ground, and what's drawn is essentially half of a stylized sun, where like the center of the sun is at the edge, and there's some of the rays kind of coming out, and then as you look, you realize that there were maybe about 5 or 6 paths that lead to this point that make up the rays. And as you kind of glance and take in the view before you at the edge of the bluff, it's just it's that awe-inspiring beauty where you see those green tree-covered mountains. You hear and look down below, and you see the various little rivers and creeks and streams running through. Birds flying and crossing through your peripheral and your line of sight. The sun basking you in its warm. And then as you kind of peer out further, you see some of the other higher peaks. And then out to the distance, you see that one red peak with the black choke around it. Otherwise, very peaceful.
What was that last part again? I'm sorry, I was finding a
The
gif and
You're good. The reddish peak with the black choke cloud around its summit.
yes.
That's off to the distance.
So does that specific like mountain look any different than when we left?
Go ahead. Give me a survival check.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
It's that now that you see it from a distance, you see that it is that copperish rust red of the badlands that lead up to it, and that little choke cloud just stays around. I say little, but it's a massive cloud that stays around that summit, and you see that it really doesn't seem to spread out much. It's there, and as you're kind of peering, you do see from time to time little expressions of energy in like some sort of like red orange flashes traveling through the choke cloud itself.
Quite the view. No wonder this place does feel very special. I can see why it's venerated.
It is the warmest point on our bluff. It is where we cast our wishes to the winds.
I'm gonna look up at the sun and
It-
like soak in the rays.
I mean, it is midday, right? I told you, it's like right around.
I was just about to ask what time of day it is.
Yeah, it's like, hello, noon sun. Very few clouds out today. So you are getting, even though it's not summer, it is not intensely hot. You are still getting a lot of heat, but for you, it's not. You're like, this is almost like home.
My like porcelain elephant skin is totally soaking in all the rays right now.
Gotcha. And we'll let you enjoy yourself for a little bit.
Yep.
Going to jump to the boys back at the camp. Anything particular or special you guys are doing? Oh, by all means, y'all are able to take a short rest if y'all have not marked a short rest off at this point.
Yes, please.
I'll
Yeah,
do
so-
that and all the bookkeeping for hit dice.
Gotcha.
'Cause I'm gonna use a lot of them.
Remember, if you are using
Yep.
hit dice, you need to healer's kit.
I'll use a song of rest if
Yeah,
we're
might as
like
well.
outside. Leave Kyrie to herself for a little bit. Don't want to bug her too much.
Kiana?
Kiana.
Kiana.
Yeah.
Oops.
Kyrie. Interesting. I'm trying to think what that's from. Like, what's Kyrie from?
It's a big Kyrie Irving fan.
Isn't that the bird, the kenku from season?
That's
Two.
Kiri,
Kiri.
I think.
Ah.
It is.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Go fuck yourself.
I kill people.
Yeah.
Ta-da.
Kill him dead. All right.
Yeah, what did you- At 13th level. Wait, that one scale is different. That's what it is.
What was that?
Okay, cool. So I got that
Tell me
made.
how
Oh,
many
yay.
Perns of healing I get.
So Sej, you're the only one that does not benefit from the Song of Rest if people do spend hit die because you're out, into town.
Cavorting.
Wait, is the song a rest like a full long rest?
No,
short.
if you take a short or a long rest, but it's really not applicable on a long rest. But if you take a short rest, Al can strum away, make you guys feel better. He rolls a dice, and if you spend at least one hit die, you gain extra hit points.
I have my hit points.
Gotcha. So, okay, So with the short rest, I trust you guys to manage your things. Mark off any healer's kits if you do it. You guys are not by any means hungry, especially you, Davis. You might be on the slightly full side. How magic and eating while you're in one form translates to another, we're not going to go into that, but you're feeling fine.
Really craving some dirt right now.
Oh god.
Al's got the little itch. You just see Al like rubbing his foot on the ground, trying to find the softest dirt. He's like, "Where is it? Where is it? Where's that good dirt? I need that good dirt." But I mean, this is a perfect opportunity for y'all just to kind of unwind and relax, discuss amongst yourselves, assist Kiana, do as you wish,
Rock,
and just wait.
Rock wants to wander off. Interesting. I'd like to wander off.
Where would you like to wander off to? Just like the local woods, or
Yeah, back into the woods. Maybe back down to woods.
sure. Pick a direction: north, east, west, south.
I like west.
West. Okay.
Good choice. I like it.
Ow!
West.
Ow!
West is for winners
It
and
was a
pain.
bad choice.
Apparently, yeah.
I just got viciously mauled by a cat.
I mean,
And in the game too.
Wow.
yeah. I was gonna say there are mountain lions out here and stuff. No.
Woohoo!
Yeah,
Someone make sense of it.
So as you venture out, are you doing anything in particular? Are you looking for anything? Are you gathering things? Are you just trying to clear your head? What's
I'm
What's
hanging
wrong?
out with Pebble. I'm just talking to Pebble.
okay? Anything?
I can talk to Pebble if you like.
Yeah, I would very much like to, if you feel it's appropriate, I would very much like to hear you roleplay a little bit with Pebble. Boop.
Okay. Yeah. So once we're out of earshot of it, safely out of earshot of it,
Sure.
and again, a rationale. I'm sure I'm just share it with Pebble like I always.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my. Where before I forget. Sessions. Boy, left. Two left. Okay. Yeah. Like Pebble, I I don't know what to do. Like, I like traveling with people. I think they're my friends. Might be my only friends. But, like, trying not to hurt people. And you weren't there, so you didn't see it. But things kind of got messy again. And then, and then, I did the magic thing where, how that one time you went to kill rats for me? So I did that, and the guys I did it to kind of fried. And, I don't know, and now we're maybe they were only there because we did something stupid. So we plucked them from their place of the world, where who knows, maybe they weren't hurting anybody, and they're just here trying to survive. I mean, okay, they did kidnap some people, and that was kind of bad, but still, we like just all of this could have been us, or maybe it wasn't us at all, and it was okay, but never okay to.
Um,
There, Pablo. Keep walking. I'm not paying attention to anything. By the way.
yeah, I gotcha. I was gonna say, are you? So like, the one thing that you will definitely pick up on is that unique, special bond that you have with Pebble. Especially that she is your familiar, your friend. She, as you get sadder, she tries to fly around and tweet and desperate, to kind of cheer you up. She goes up in the air and kind of swoops and dives and lands on you and kind of nestles into your neck, and then just she's doing what she can. But she's listening. She's being sweet.
Yeah, I have all this. Guess we have all this power, and it seems like I can do all these magic things. And I guess I'm pretty good at it, but it seems like things I'm best at are hurting people. I mean, we have so few opportunities to help people, and when we do help people, it's always by hurting other people or other creatures or things. And maybe if we could just talk to everything and like learn about them, we wouldn't have to burn and pillage. And although I do kind of like the burning of things, not people. That's kind of our thing.
Uh,
That's
you,
just between you and me, Pebble.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
don't
get
tell anyone. I will absolutely 100% like don't tell anyone. It's just between us.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't want the rest of the group to know what's going on. I'm trying to. I want to help.
mhm. And you swear, like when you say "don't tell anyone," Pebble like head nod, like yes, like she understands. No telling anyone. Our secret.
I think throwing
Uh,
rocks at things counts. Feel like that's okay, right? Like it's not really magic throwing a rock at something. You use magic to propel the rock. At least
yeah,
that way it's a fair fight.
she's in
I can
agreement.
throw I can throw rocks at things. Pablo, you're my best friend. They cater to my factor.
Yeah, she eats it. And there's this one little burden of being as knowledgeable as you are that she doesn't need to eat it, but she just eats it to make you feel better. She is your best friend.
I give her a little scratch on the top of her head. And
Uh,
it just continues on like that. Just
yeah.
talk.
Will you return back to the group eventually, or are you just
Uh,
or like a
I
time
would
frame that you're giving
I
yourself?
would say I would spend a good couple hours just meandering.
I understand that. Damn, a good couple hours. Okay, cool. I will keep that in mind, and I will have you probably roll something here in a little bit.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Anyone else in particular doing anything with Kiana or in the offshoot settlement, or are we jumping back to Sej for the time being?
The one dumb intermediate thing is after a song of rest, after a short rest, but before we go to Kiana, take out the water noises.
Okay.
Yeah. gonna look around a little bit and then off in the distance cast a Sharknado noise that I have stored up. Just to see what it
Gotcha.
sounds like out of context.
Um, yeah, you hear like what the sound that you hear is all of a sudden you hear this localized waterfall just kind of splashing out of nowhere, and then you just hear the sounds of like the tail of the shark swimming quickly through the water.
Oh.
It's pretty off-putting actually.
If anybody caught Al doing that, he'll make eye contact and have a big smile, like, oh, oh.
I
Kind of
definitely
wave this dinky wand around, like, look, what is? Think of
Yeah.
the uses. I haven't thought of any yet, but think of the uses.
Think of what I haven't thought of yet. Ah!
Got a couple more of those.
Yeah, they're pretty dope. Okay. Anything else, Al? Are you happy?
He's happy. During the rest of the short rest, he's contemplating what to do with that.
Okay, I can appreciate that. All right. Then I will go ahead and jump back to our friend Sej. Sej, warm, basked in the sun. Are you returning, or what are you doing, sir? If you're there, Donnie, of course.
I thought I was not muted. I'm sorry. I'm gonna head my way back to the township proper, but I'm going to slowly make my way back towards where I came from. But I want to be looking in like the little shop stalls that people have set out for their goods, whatever they have at home. Um,
Okay.
I want to kind of look through a couple of them for a couple specifics.
All right. Okay.
One, um, the random off chance that they might not know that they have a crystal ball, which is improbable.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, if I'm looking, I'm looking.
Yeah.
But also I want like um might be with this kid. No, I'm definitely good on that. I want some rations though. I want some like dried salted jerkies or preservative
Mm.
foods that
Okay.
I could bring with me.
Sure. Um. So that the as you're kind of going through and looking for various things, go ahead and give me a investigation check at advantage because y'all had the food for thought buff going. Nice, 20.
Not
Okay.
bad.
Um, they
Oh,
as you're
I
kind
clicked
of
it twice. Oops.
That's okay. Yeah, yeah. As you're kind of walking through and hearing some of the people that are more willing to discuss and talk with you and everything, um, you're mentioning like a sphere and an orb and a bauble, and one person kind of presents it, and you're looking at it, and it's not what you're looking for. It's the thought that counts, but it's just not there. Um, Another one, not completely understanding you, brings you some river pearls. Uh, they're nice. They probably have some value to them, but again, not necessarily a scrying sphere. Um,
Much
then
do you want the for one of these pearls?
um, she kind of looks at it uh, and then you hear kind of Virma kind of translate a little bit, and she kind of looks you over, and she's kind of seeing, like, you kind of get the sense that she's kind of seeing what you have on you that she can see,
Oh, of course they do.
and she's kind of looking, and she sees that you're kind of carrying like a little pack that you kind of have like the embroidery of the sun kind of flapped over it, and she kind of points to that, and Virma says she's asking, what do you keep in there? It's your incense pack, essentially, where you keep
I'm
some of your
gonna
block.
like open it slightly and tell her, like, motion to my elephant snout, like, smell
Mhm.
it, smell.
And she kind of leans in and she's, and then she gets kind of excited and she, you hear her, inu ano and inu ano, and Verma translate block for pearl.
Block? The entire block? I can't. Do you have any dried foods, though?
Virma will take you down, and again with that natural 20, there's an assortment of dried foods, and it's not just jerkies. There are different edible barks, different roots, different tubers, different greens, localized berries that they've had preserved. Thank you. Speaking of berries, wow, good timing. Look at this. It's like real role play, real props.
Mhm.
Yeah, there is a number, and then there's obviously a lot of different animals, mostly in the mountain goat variety, or like smaller hares, weasels, those type of entities. But there's lots and lots of rations, and the individual that you're dealing with, it will actually take coin because they understand the value of coin when they
Oh,
have visitors.
thank goodness. I was actually concerned about that.
Yeah. So essentially, how many rations per day are you looking for?
I'm just going to. I think I want to leave it up to her, to be honest with you. I'm going to slide her 1 gold and just tell my beautiful translator to whatever this will get me as far as variety of whatever groceries you think I might want. I'm not
Okay.
very particular about food.
Okay.
I'm just gonna
Go
slide
ahead.
her a gold and see if she can put me on.
Understood. Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
Persuasion. There we go. Ooh, it's the second roll though.
No, persuasion. What would it be at disadvantage? You're good. 20, right? Am I saying that right, or am I?
Yes. The first one is
20, yeah.
20 and it's not on advantage. It's just
Yeah, straight. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. So you get the sense that, like, discussion and this individual that you're dealing with is not someone that is necessarily concerned with a taboo. And they're happy to gain coin. You kind of get the sense that they don't even really know the value of coin because they give you 5 rations for 1 gold. So you can add 5 days worth of rations to your character sheet, which you get the sense is a really good deal
leave
because
it up to
they
either
give
way.
you about 10 pounds. They give you like a collected 10 pounds of meats and nuts and different leaves and everything.
I'm gonna
So
take off a chunk of like a small like burnable chunk
yeah.
of the incense and just leave it as like a tip or a gift or whatever she desires
Oh, okay.
and leave.
They will in common say thank you. Enjoy. So with that, Tej, as you're going through town, you're feeling the sun basking, heating up, especially the back of your neck. Can you give me a perception check at advantage?
Yes.
Thank you. 13. As you're heading towards the last bit and you're heading out of town, or out of the main settlement, you see um, a, uh, a gnomish figure, and he is booking it as fast as he can. And as he's passing by you, you see that he has like barbs, like all along his neck and down his arm, and he's just he's bleeding, and he's just running in, and then he gets maybe about 50 feet beyond you, and he just collapses.
Oh, little one.
Yeah,
That
you,
was not
Verma,
good.
and a few individuals kind of come in. You get there a little bit quicker than everyone else, and you see like
I'm gonna
he's
throw a
kind of.
quick cure wounds on him before anything happens. I'm gonna like the
Oh,
second I
okay.
touch him, just a level 1 cure wounds.
Right, go ahead and roll that.
Yep.
And as you're kind of like attending to him, you're pulling out some of these barbs, and as you're pulling them out, since you did the spell, I'm not gonna make you make a check just to kind of help the wounds close. They're like large, like plant-based thorns, like oversized rose thorns. I can't think of the African bush that they use to keep lions away right now. Oh my god. African.
I'd forgive you, but you were born there.
Yeah, I know, and I'm blanking. African bush with.
If the hit point count matters, I got a
Mm,
10.
it puts him back up to full health.
Figured.
Yeah.
He walks off whistling.
I mean, he's still like, it does like all of a sudden like magically he's like, okay, he's still exhausted from running, and you can tell that he's significantly injured. Wow, I can't even remember
Nope.
what.
The only number that dictates how hurt someone is HP. That's it.
Yeah, right.
It's like I've never been mauled. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
Gee, thanks, stranger. See ya.
Yeah, like he's like
Thanks,
skipping
mister.
and whistling and like, yeah. Geez, mister, that's real neat. Um, but no, he kind of gets, in your hands, kind of coughs, gets back to it. He's like, and he speaks good. He speaks really good common. They they came through the trees. We were we were hiking. We were exploring. We were looking at the old overgrown ruins, and they emerged walking plants.
Oh. Now, little one. Take a second. Breathe.
Now at this point, you get like there's about a dozen or so people, and they witness you just like staunch the bleeding and remove he had about like 6 to 8 barbs in him, and you removed all of them, and they're like expecting to see blood flow, and it's basically stopped, and there's just you get the sense people are like staring at you like, what the hell? And he's like, yeah, breathing. Did Kenny make it? Did Where's Bertha?
Hmm.
Where's Kenny?
Well, you're the only one that I've seen so far, and I'm gonna take a quick look around. Do I see anybody else running?
You do not. You see,
Figured I wouldn't.
yeah.
I don't see anybody with you. You definitely weren't the only one then, huh?
No. We went down by the old ruins. We wanted to see, we go there to kind of hide and hang out and get away from, well, tribe life. And we've never seen
Is this a
plants.
relatively young gnomish?
For being a gnome, yes. Yeah, he's probably like 20. He's young,
Hmm.
very young.
Well, that sounds like some trouble. Can we resume the story that you're telling me with my compatriots? Maybe we can help.
Uh,
Can you walk?
yeah, I mean, I'm a little tired, but I mean, what you did is, I mean, how did
Well,
you
hop
do that?
on. I'll
Okay,
tell
he's
you on the
small, so
way.
he's like, oh, okay. Verma looks at you and kind of gets the sense of what you're saying, and she kind of clears people out of the way, barks a few things to some people. Uh, you don't understand giant, and then she starts leading you back towards where your compatriots are. So I would say Sej is gone for about an hour at this point. So you guys are still seeing Kiana do what she's doing, preparing things. Govak is just lazily kind of propped up and kind of just sleeping in the midday sun. Dragnar's not really moving too much. He's still in his slumber. And after a little while, you see in kind of a huff, unless if you decided to stop running at some point, Sej, but Sej approaches with Virma. And he has got a little companion with him.
Hey, bud. Who's this?
So funny story. Well, I guess he should tell most of it himself, but my friend here was in quite some distress, and it sounds like he wasn't the only one, and not all of them came back.
Wait, more missing people?
Sadly, it seems so.
Were they at the river?
No river. We were at the overgrown ruins, the old man fort that it's been abandoned for a long time.
He was covered in some kind of planty, thornish things, and he was exclaiming about some walking plants. So it's not our fish friends, I don't think.
They moved. They walked on legs and had hands, and we tried to run away, but I don't know what happened to Kenny, and I don't know what happened to Bertha.
Jeez. Man, where's... Is Rock... Hey, guys, have you seen Rock? I saw him... I thought he walked off a while ago, but...
Carlos will point off in the direction. Looks like he went for a wander.
Friends,
As you point,
I'm glad to see you again, but I just want to point out something strange that I'm putting one and two together. Why does this village always have some kind of wildlife trying to take them? That's so strange. Twice
we
in a
we,
row?
we don't. We normally don't. It's normally all the animals and those are animals. All the animals and plants normally stay at bay. I mean, you settle in a village, they stay away because it's numbers.
Well, but you were just over in some ruins or something, right? And you're saying normally they'll avoid those as well? Like, what about, like, the basilisks and all the other things? There are dangerous creatures about.
I mean, yeah, but when you live here and you kind of know how to stay undetected, you kind of calm yourself. You become one with the surroundings.
To this, I can reach out to Rock.
Oh,
I remember how to. My master did it to me once, but I think I kind of grasp how to do it now. But after that, I'm definitely gonna need some time to do it. Two, I'm going to need to rest after it for sure.
Um,
I mean,
what
yeah,
are
I
you
need to...
planning on doing?
I'm planning on trying to scry him.
Do
It
you
takes
have the
10 minutes to
focus?
cast, though.
Hey,
Uh,
Sej, I don't,
no. Shit. Actually, no, I do. I think I also want holy water, not just a crystal ball. I'm going for the crystal ball to scry my brother like halfway across the world, but it depends on how Adam feels about this instance, I guess.
Remember, I
A
gotta read.
100 GP. Never mind. 1,000 GP.
1,000?
Never
Yeah.
mind. I don't have
Yeah,
anything like that.
gotcha. And then I interrupted somebody, so apologies. Whoever else was speaking.
I was gonna throw out hey, Sej, I don't know what you have in mind, but, I use this when I'm trying to call out to somebody who's far away. Maybe it'll help you, I don't know, concentrate or whatever. I'll just put the point of silent alarm. I'll hold it out to him.
Yeah. Nice.
I don't
It's
know. Just,
600 feet.
I think 400, but
600.
just like, I don't know. Maybe you can concentrate. Maybe it's like a catalyst or a folk. I don't know.
Gotta get it.
Magic's weird. Everybody's got something different.
Magic is weird.
I have that. That would help, but I also, if he's further away, I do have another trick up my sleeve if this doesn't work.
Hmm.
Does anybody have any copper wire? Copper?
If it's not consumed, you can always just assume that you've collected the needed components in your pouch. It's fair to say that, unless if you wish not to have it, that's fine. But it is always
Just
fair to
figured I
say.
wouldn't randomly have a copper wire because I haven't had any need for anything like that yet so far. So whatever like tent that we're in, if they have like a piece of copper,
You know
We
what?
have copper coins.
Yeah.
I could roll for it. It doesn't matter to me. Copper
No,
coins, that works actually.
copper coins will work. Then yeah, that's easy enough. You do have the materials for sure. Then.
Let's try this first. This would be much more faster to try this.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to cast.
Sending.
Yeah, sending.
One of
I'm gonna send a message out to Rock if he'll accept it.
I mean,
Say,
he
hey,
doesn't have a
hey,
choice
we
to
have a
accept it. It just,
situation.
There's no save.
I
Never
don't.
mind.
Hey, we have a situation.
There's a 5% chance that the message doesn't arrive in any case.
Also, am I in range?
It
It's
it
on
It's
this
goes.
across
plane.
any plane of
Yeah.
existence
Yes.
at all.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, so the 5% chance is only if they're on a different plane.
Yes, exactly.
Oh.
You are on the same plane.
Oh,
So it
okay,
is.
right.
So it's guaranteed.
Hey, yeah. Hey, we have a situation. Okay, that's 5 of your
25.
5.
You got 20 more words
That's
to go.
Sej. Don't forget the XOXO.
When you're prepared, please come back to us. XOXO dash Sej.
Nice.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
You can reply to
Rock,
this
as
message.
you. Huh?
I said, and you can reply to this message.
Yes. Rock, as you're, aimlessly wandering west for now over an hour, well over an hour. Pebble keeping you company. You just hear Sej's in your mind, and you get the message.
yeah.
You can make an Arcana check if you want to see if you recognize the spell. Just to
Well, I've sent my own messages, message cantrip, right?
yeah, but this
But
is like.
I think I would kind of, sort of,
Very well.
I would just think, oh, but, Saj? Wait, when you hear a message, hear the person's voice.
Yeah, you hear it in the person's voice. Yeah.
You
So
do?
you know
Okay,
it's
fine.
Sej. Yeah.
I'd be like, Saj?
Like it's like my
I've been
voice is
walking a
coming with
long time.
the slightest reverb, and it's coming from like the direction that the sun is.
That's cool. I like that.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like, wow, Saj, you got crazy powers that we haven't talked about. Yeah, I'll be back when I'm back.
Hey, when I am, and that works. Nice. I may have miscounted, but that works. Good little segue there of Rock. As you're kind of exploring and navigating, can you give me a survival check?
Sure. Go wrong and I survive.
Oh, what if this like forest thing is to the west? That'd be crazy.
Drill a 1.
Uh-oh.
Rock's
It
dead.
was a natural one.
Yep, Rock dies.
Oh.
He does not survive.
Yep.
Smells
The
it.
end.
Survival failed.
6 total with a natural 1.
6 total, natural 1. Okay. All right. So
Jesus.
no, this is pretty great. I actually really like this. So Rock, as you're kind of taken aback, and then you realize that there was a little bit of a clearing where you were to be able to see the sun and feel its direction and the influence of Sej's magic. Let me prep a page real quick. Put you here, put Pebble here. We have Mega Pebble. Let me shrink Pebble down. And then let me jump you here.
Oh my
Hopefully
god, I knew it.
it's pretty dope that he went the right direction.
Oh, I
So-
wish I knew this like in character, because I'd be just like, just wait there, wait right there.
Yep,
I
too late.
know.
Too bad.
I asked which direction he went, and he just happened to go the right direction. So as you're kind of like, in the clearing, and then you just kind of rest, just aimlessly, like, wow, he's got some powerful magic, and you just kind of put your back on this wall, and you realize it's a stone structure that's seen much better days. A piece of the wall just comes crashing down on you, and I'm not gonna let you make a save because you rolled such a low survival check. So you're just going to take 3d6, and then what you rolled a 6 on your survival and you rolled a natural 1 on your survival. We'll just say plus an additional 6. You take 18 points of just bludgeoning damage as bits of the wall just start falling, and you get kind of stuck and trapped.
Ow.
And you do get kind of you're not helplessly pinned, but you are kind of semi-buried, just ever so slightly, and it's gonna take you some time to like get out, and it hurts, and you're like, ugh. And Pebble like flies off and starts tweeting and like pecking at the stones, tweet, 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 making a commotion. And we'll go ahead and take our break there, because Rock got attacked by a building.